I'm good. How are you?
I'm very glad you're here. Thank you, Jessica. I heard your story. Breitbart wrote about it, and I said, "Oh, we got to talk to Jessica because we need more. We need more Jessicas."
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
you were a teacher at a school district in Riverside. It's east of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
What happened, Jessica, that you're no longer a teacher in Riverside?
Yeah, it's quite a story, and it took place over about 7 months, but it all started when students decided to look me up on social media, and there they found my Christian conservative views that they took issue to. They actually sent several screenshots of various posts of mine. Some of them were scriptures, some of them were quotes about faith. One of them was a video I had made in Kohl's when I found that day that they're making pride clothing now for toddlers and babies. And so just, sharing my own opinions and beliefs and views on my social media. And, students decided that I shouldn't be allowed to do that. And they took issue to what my views were, sent them in, and my district really sided with the students, then put these directives on me that I had never heard of before. They were essentially transgender directives saying from here on out, you must call students by their preferred gender or pronouns. You must withhold that information from parents, which I clarified. So I might be in the position to have to lie to a parent. And they said yes for student safety or privacy. And also I was in the unique position of being a PE teacher. So I oversaw the girls' locker room, also learning that I would have to allow transgenders in. And so again, clarifying potentially a boy in the girls' locker. And they said yes, if he's identifying as a female. So I was, I found myself in, one of the hardest decisions of my lifetime, really. And so I pretty much had three options, bow down to these, even though I'm convicted, and to save my salary, walk away and resign, since learning now I am, not fit to be a teacher in their eyes, I guess, or just speak up and say, you know what, no, like all these directives go completely against my faith and my beliefs. As a Christian, I will come back to work and do my job, but I just can't comply with these. And after actually going off on stress leave for 3 months to figure out what decision to make, God made it ever so clear to just take a stand and speak out against these. And so I did that, and I did so in faith as to why I, would not be willing to, call a female student a boy, or lie to parents, or, put my female girls in an unsafe situation with a boy around them while they're dressing out for PE. And when I did that, they said, it sounds like you're asking for a religious accommodation. So come on in. We'll see if and how we can accommodate your religious beliefs. So I went into my last and final meeting with the school district, and they, from there, decided that they could not accommodate my religious beliefs and were therefore releasing me from employment, official January 2023.
I don't know if you know this offhand, but in my research, many years in California, they fire about 2 teachers a year from bad performance, poor performance. So you're one of the few that they ever fire in California.
Right.
So many interesting things here. We only got a few minutes. But the 3 different lies, they're going to force you to lie to yourself and to the child about the pronoun, then put other kids in danger, so lie to them, and then lie to the parents.
Yep, exactly.
What ultimately made you decide I can't tell a lie, and to take the sacrifice and to take the consequences of that?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to, the Lord, and I ultimately was like, okay, I'm getting all different advice from people as I'm seeking guidance on what to do next. I'm feeling really confused. I just need to go and get alone with the Lord and hear his heart on this and what he's calling me to do. And when I kind of just blocked out all the noise and just thought his counsel, because he is ultimately, our counselor. It was like I knew exactly what to do, and it was like I was on fire to do it too, because it was going to be, standing firm in the truth and shining light in the darkness, and really, ultimately doing and being what, he's called us to do. So
I love when seemingly difficult decisions become so obvious.
Right.
Isn't that a wonderful feeling? I love how you described that feeling on fire, because all the stress you had beforehand, but once it becomes clear, you're like, oh, well, of course. I'm concerned, and listen, everyone's got to make their own decisions, Jessica, of course. But I'm concerned about, it's so wonderful and beautiful, and that's why I want to talk to you, and I just want to encourage you, and hopefully you're encouraging others to do the same, right? How could there not have been more? How could you, it's a school district, how are there not 40 of you, or half of you, or all of you? Like, how could it just be you?
Right. So, you know what? I give the rest of the teachers the benefit of the doubt in that I was very pinpointed in this situation because of how it started in the beginning with students just looking myself up on social media. That's kind of what, quote unquote, like really got the school district on my radar, in realizing that I hold these Christian conservative values and that I'm outspoken about them and that I do my best to actually live them out. And so, like I said, that really put me on the school district's radar, and that's why the directives were specifically placed on me. But I will tell you, after I was fired, teachers caught wind of it and heard why, and then the school district pushed out an LGBTQ and transgender training on all the staff. And that's when I had a handful of them reaching out to me saying, we can't even do this training because there's a quiz at the end that requires us to lie in order to pass it. What do we do? And, so after having taken my own stand, I was able to say, speak up, you don't have to lie. And so they did, and they requested an accommodation, a religious accommodation from the training, and they were actually granted it. So I do think, I know actually, because I get messages almost every day, teachers are definitely, seeing my story and just seeing the times we're in and, feeling the call to, take the stand for truth no matter the sacrifice. So I think my story is, going to be one of the first of likely many more until we get this thing turned around.
I hope so. We only got about a minute. What is your message to other people who are absolutely in this exact same situation, Jessica?
It's simple. I like to say, and this is what I've learned truly, that I can testify to now today after what I've walked through the last almost 2 years. And it's that you never go wrong when you stand for what's right. And on the other side of faith is things you could not have even imagined. And that's, the whole point in faith is we hope for what we can't yet see. And it's really actually exciting to surrender everything to the Lord and see what he has, for you on the other side of really living out your faith and putting it into action.